Hey, what's up y'all, Vincent here. So in today's video, I'm going to go over how average guys can give themselves a fighting chance to get matches and go on dates through dating apps. Now if you're the type of guy who believes that dating apps are rigged against you or that you're not good enough to use them, then I highly encourage you to watch the rest of this video, as I started out the same way. But I learned the ins and outs through years of experience. I've tested just about everything. Different bios, pictures, swiping behavior, apps, you name it, I've tried it. And I found that unless you're Quasimodo looking mofo, there is a systematic approach you can take to getting yourself a good dating life. Let's get into it. So first off, let me give you a thorough understanding of what you're up against. Online dating is the most accessible way for any guy to get into the dating field. All you need is a phone and some internet. The problem is that every other guy that has the same access can do so too, thus creating a dating market. And whenever we bring up markets, there's always going to be competition. There's 2 points that describe how this online dating market works. The first is the ELO rating system and the algorithms behind the apps. Each profile gives a score based on receptiveness from the desired users, based on inbound likes and reciprocated outbound likes. Better profiles get more priority and visibility with other high-performing profiles, while worse ones get less visibility and usually go towards the bottom of the stack. These algorithms are hyper effective, and most users will normalize at their destined ratings within days. The second point is that this online dating market runs off superficiality through profile pictures, text prompts and bios, and other notable info including virtues and demographic data. Every user has the same opportunity to present themselves on dating apps, but there's going to be huge variance in the quality of how they do so. You got guys going in there with model photo shoots and guys with bathroom selfies. Think of this like the job application process. Every applicant can send in a resume, but not every one of them is going to be good and worth looking at for more than a second. So here's how your typical guy is doing. They use basic pictures of themselves that don't stand out in any way, and they're too wordy, memey, overly transparent, basic, or boring about how they describe themselves. When they put their profiles out into the apps, women are taking quick looks at them and making snap judgments to say no. And if this happens at such a mass scale, that bros ELO scores are plummeting all the way to the bottom, where they'll remain hopelessly. But here's the thing, it's not a personal issue. You're probably a decent looking guy with a good personality, and so are many others. But the way you present yourselves is very much the same. In a hyper-competitive market such as this, any change that you make that significantly improves how you're perceived increases your odds of success exponentially. So if you're the guy in the situation described earlier, and you're sitting at 0 matches, well, if you put maybe just one better picture of yourself, that can be enough to get you like a few matches here and there. And if you think about it, that level of breakthrough from 0 to something is absolutely significant. If you keep pressing on and put more effort into it, that can get you more matches. And if we look at how average guys are doing, which is like the majority of the market, they're getting little to nothing. But if you put in the right effort, you can be above that point and get opportunities. You want to be part of the wheat that's separate from the chaff. So if you've decided that you want to be one of those guys, let's go into exactly how you can set up your profile to do that. Here's the thing, your profile is not you, it is a virtual representation of you. Since the market runs off superficiality, your photos are going to be the biggest piece of your presentation value. So therefore, you need good photos of yourself. I've found that there are 2 components of a good dating app photo: being attractive and being interesting. Being attractive doesn't just mean being a good looking guy. It means maximizing your look and the quality of the picture. So that means having a good looking facial expression, body pose, outfit, and complementary setting for your look. And you'll want the picture to be taken in a way where it's as lifelike as possible. So you'll need good lighting, good angle, correct resolution to be used on dating apps, and light touch-ups so that you look your best without being a complete catfish. You'll want to be mindful that as a digital piece, you need to do certain things to preserve the quality of it as much as possible. And when it comes down to being interesting, you'll want to present yourself as someone who has varying interests and looks, and you want to look good doing so. A lot of guys have this problem where they did go or do something interesting, but they don't have a good picture of themselves at the moment. So so they just use said picture of whatever. Or they feel the need to show off something that they own to compensate for the fact that they don't have good pictures of themselves. Like they'll throw in a picture of their car or a pet. To make your profile look appealing, you need to show yourself either just looking good or doing something and looking good doing it. And you need to show some variety in those looks so that you don't get negatively perceived for being too fixated on one. So using the concepts of being attractive in a photo, you'll want to prepare at least 6 photos of yourself with different outfits in different locations. If you don't have them, go out and take them. You can do them yourself with a tripod and a self-timer, or you can get a photographer to help you out. Selfies and well thought out photos take up the same slot. Why not take the time to do better? But above all else, your first picture, otherwise known as your profile picture, needs to be your absolute best one. If you had to use one picture to show someone who doesn't know you exactly who you are, then this would be it. The best practice is to use what's called a 3/4 angle, which is from your head to around the top of your knee, and nail everything about being as attractive and interesting that you can in one take. Remember, women are making snap judgments, and this one picture can be the only thing they look at and judge you on, so you need to make it count. So after you've compiled a good number of pictures for your profile, you'll want to prepare some text prompts and bios to support your presentation value with some personality. These text fields will not usually influence whether you get liked or not, but they will influence you losing out on opportunities. You only need to do a few things here. Don't be boring, basic, crude, cringy, or overly transparent. What I find works best is that you want to present yourself as a cool, chill guy with some personality that women can meet up with without expecting a love confession at the end of the first date. You'll want to dive deep into your own personality and how you like to be around others, and then word that out casually. So for someone like me, I'm well versed in many general topics, but I do like banter, so I want to be around people that enjoy that. I'm also competitive, and I'm very down for any light challenges of any sort. Once again, we have to remember that the algorithm will work in our favor if we do our best to appeal to as many women as possible. So you'll want to avoid bringing up sensitive topics such as smecks, politics, and social issues. So be cool and casual, and that will do exponentially more for you. So let's summarize what I've gone over. If you're an average guy and you want to stand out from the rest of the midfield, then you'll need to increase your presentation value on your dating app profiles by having better pictures that make you look attractive and interesting, and you'll want to have text prompts and bios that support this look with some personality. And if you're at a point where you're receiving little to no matches, just making those changes can change everything for you, and you can actually receive opportunities to have a dating life. You have the same opportunity and requirements to participate in the dating market, so why not do it better than others? But more importantly, why not do better than yourself whenever you can? After all, the only person who wins when you do is you. And I can say this as a guy who has built himself up from absolute zero. I tried to moonwalk my way into online dating with random pictures of myself, and I had little to nothing to show for it. But gradually, I pushed myself to do more to try to improve my own chances. I fixed up my look, took the time to go out and take many pictures of myself, and tested many different prompts and bios to see what gets better results. And the best part is that once you create the best profile that you can, that is about 90% of the struggle right there. You can reap the benefits of online dating and its accessibility by having opportunities without ever leaving your house. All you have to do now is learn how to convert those matches into dates and then play those dates out to come out the way that you want them to. Covering those points now would make this video hella long, but I'll look to cover them sooner or later. But the key point is that if you market yourself properly, then you will have leads. And when you have leads, you can run your business and then work on optimization. And the last thing that some guys are probably gonna think about after everything that I've said and done is that I don't look like the average guy right now. But let me remind you guys that my journey was years in the making. I started from absolute zero. I had to figure everything out for myself. And as good looking and successful as I am now, I can always go back to any point in my journey and explain exactly where I was at and what I was doing to try to improve my chances. And by sharing what I've learned, which is based on actual experience and not theory, I've helped numbers of other dudes who would have otherwise been left in the dust get a fighting chance and find success through dating apps. So that's it for now. If you found this video helpful in any way, I would appreciate you giving this video a like, leaving a comment if you have any questions or something to say, and subscribing to stay in the loop for any future content that I make. Join the Basecamp Discord for a community based on self-improvement topics such as dating and fitness. That's all for now. Stay based, y'all. Bye-bye.